in the dream, I was seeing all kinds of what do you call it? Different types of bad weather. Let's just say one was a tsunami, one was like lava, one was flooding. And in the dream, I can see like this wave was pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, and I was calling out to Jesus. I could hear myself saying, Jesus, 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 because I wanted to get to the other side and get out of that water. So I would consider that a tsunami. So once I got to the other side, it was broad daylight when this was happening as well. And from a distance, I can see Amy, which is of course your cousin. And then I saw Avalise. Avalise was to my left, a few feet away, and Amy was to my right. And there were people running everywhere, just scattered running again, screaming, running, scared. And so I called out to Amy and I said, grab Avalise, grab Avalise. So she grabbed Avalise. But once I got out of that water, I would assume that it kept going and going and going. So Amy was terrified, but she grabbed Avalise. And then I ended up not seeing them anymore. So there was another part of the dream, which was the weather coming, which was lava. It was lava. It was coming towards me. It was red and like an orangey color. It was coming like a flood, like those mudslides. It was just coming, and I had to get away from that, and I escaped it. And then I ended up in a building, and I could still hear the people screaming, still hear people running. And then I saw Susie, your aunt. She was herself, pretty calm, but you know how she's like a warrior, she's pretty strong. So I said, Susie, where's Amy? Did you see Amy? Because she don't know Avalise, so I could hear myself asking her if she saw Amy. And then she was like, no, she didn't make it. She didn't make it. Meaning that she passed away. So then people were just in this building sitting down. Some were terrified, some were just running. So after Susie told me that, I was just like, in shock and all sad about Amy and Avalise. And then they didn't return, so next scene I saw in the dream was people turned into demons. And a few of those demons came at me and Susie. but they really came more to Susie. So she was trying to fight them off, because she's a warrior, you know. I always saw her as a warrior and a fighter. So she was trying to fight them off, and then one of them got to her and grabbed the arm, and they bit her in her left, like right above her wrist, or right on her wrist. So then in my mind, in the dream, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, she got bit. I told her, you got bit. And then she turned into one. And then I had to escape from her. And then I ended up in another room, and I felt like the room was a safe place. So this lady, and she was at a spot where I was gonna take, so I climbed up high to try to get up there, but she was already there. And so we ended up staying there, and then I looked to my right, and all of a sudden water came gushing in, and then the water came up. It was coming up and up and up, and I was gonna climb up, but it came up to my waist. And then we saw some cops. So when we saw the cops, I looked at the lady, and the only word I could hear her say was sheep. And I said to her, why are you saying sheep? And she said, that's the word to say, like a password to say that we were safe. And then I said, I looked to my right again, and I saw the cops, and I said sheep. And then I woke up.